Okay, so first impressions last. I just got my hands on the Sony A7C Mark II. I've been looking all over for this camera. First impressions, I'm very excited. I wanted a new camera. Now, look, I already have one. I have the Sony FX30, as you should know, and I love this camera. But did I wish I had the FX3? Yes, because the low light. I mean, the only reason someone would buy the FX30 over the FX3 is just because it's cheaper. It's almost half the price for full frame. Now, as a camera, I absolutely love the FX30, but I do shoot a lot of stuff in low light, and I just wanted a full frame camera. I used to have the A7CII Mark I, but I sold it, and I regret selling that camera so much. It was a great B camera, but now I've just been using this. I don't like to say it, but I think I like it more than the FX30. I've only had it for a day, so let's get back to me. I'm just super impressed with the low light. Now, I am traveling, so I've only got one lens on me, so I am gonna do some comparison tests between the two cameras. So I can put the same lens on, and we will do some side-by-side stabilization tests, and we will do some low light tests.
Just on a side note, I did think the FX30 handled a little better while walking. It could have been because of the extra weight and I'm used to it, but while stationary, the Sony A7C was definitely way more stable.
They're both pretty new cameras, so they do feature a lot of the same things. What I will say, I mean, I'm sure you already know about it. The FX30 has the eye tracking and with the animals as well, but the new A7C Mark II has now an advanced tracking, not just for birds or dogs, but other animals like horses, but now also for vehicles, and you can select whether it be a plane or a train or a bus. I'm not sure when I'm gonna use these features, but we'll test them out. But I do just want to say, yeah, first impressions, very excited to have the A7C Mark II. Has any of you gone out and bought one? What are your first opinions? I must say, I've been using the FX30 for so long now. There are a few little buttons that I do miss. I have gotten used to the zooming dial on the FX30. I wish they had that on all the Sony cameras. They used to have on the A5000, and that was a really old camera, but it was one of my favorite things about it. And when they brought it back with the FX3 and FX30 range, I was super happy to see that. I just wish they had it on like the A7C as well. That so far is my only downside. I'm still getting used to the smaller body. I must admit, like, I like the heavier body, but we'll see. It is good that I can look sometimes less of a pro. When you go in somewhere with a bigger camera, you can't get away with that run and gun indie filmmaking, but this is a tiny little beast. 33 megapixel, 7 steps on the IBIS for the stabilization.
So just a last couple of side notes, the menu itself is very similar to the FX30, so I've been using that. It's pretty simple. As far as SD cards, make sure you get the V90 because you want to be able to use the highest setting possible. And one little side note, it does have a new switch to switch between video and picture mode with also S and Q.
Anyway, it's good to be back. Thanks for watching, and yeah, let's go do some tests.
So here are a couple of shots that I filmed the last day with the A7C Mark II. I've done a little bit of color grading, but you'll see they've all been shot in 60 frames per second. Hope you've enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe, and I will be doing some more tests with the camera in the next couple of days.